Welcome to Myanmar. This is our third location. So here's a few quick facts about this really cool place. It's very different than America. But here, they wear a yellowish paste on their face called thanaka. It's a type of sunscreen and makeup. They also wear a type of clothing called longi. This type of clothing is very different between men and women. They each have their own pattern that they can wear. The animal that is going to teach us about God today is the local species called the gibbon monkeys. These monkeys, while swinging through the trees, can reach speeds up to 35 miles per hour. That is incredibly fast for a monkey. But they will swing through the trees looking for their favorite fruit. Can you guess what it is? It's not an apple and it's not a banana. They are figs. They love to eat figs, but they'll also go and eat insects and leaves. The most important quality about the gibbon monkeys isn't the fact that they eat figs or that they can swing through the trees really fast. It's all about their bravery. You see, if they were afraid of heights, they wouldn't be able to pick and eat the delicious fruit or protect themselves. But since they have bravery, they are able to pick the fruits and stay protected from predators when they're way up high in the trees. Bravery is a very important quality. Our scripture in John 16:33 says, "Be brave. I have defeated the world." You see, God is trying to tell us to be brave. We must remember that God is with us, and through His strength, He can help us be brave. Have you ever been scared to try to make new friends? Or maybe you're scared you're going to fail an important test. Whatever your fear may be, God is right there with you. And if we will just ask Him for strength and for His bravery, we can be brave and conquer our fears. Speaking of bravery, our Bible story today is about a young boy who had to be brave in the midst of something very big and scary. Our story begins with a young man named David walking to deliver food to his brothers in the midst of a battle. You see, it was the Israelite army up against the Philistine army, the bad guys. When David arrived and he gave the food to his brothers, he heard something that was quite scary. It was the loud voice of a giant named Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall and had a massive sword. He was going and saying, basically, "No one can defeat me, but I challenge you to try." The Israelites shook in fear and they would run away. No one would go up against or be brave enough to fight this giant. When David heard this, he said, "Do not be afraid. I will defeat this giant." He was a young boy, a shepherd no less. When King Saul heard this, he was the leader of the Israelite army. But when King Saul heard this, he brought David before him and said, "You are too young. You do not know how to even use a sword. You have no years of experience in battle. This giant, this man, this Philistine, he has years of experience. He's called a man of war." Here's how David replies to this. He would have to have a lot of trust in God, and he did. He replies to King Saul and says, "I have defeated a bear and a lion with God's help. They were trying to take a lamb from the flock I was shepherding, and I defeated them. God is with me, and He will deliver me from this giant who is making fun of God's army. As long as God is with me, I will defeat him. King Saul, I'm sure, was thinking, there's no way. But he looks at David and he says, go and may the Lord be with you. David had bravery even when people told him he wouldn't be able to kill Goliath. He trusted in God and he knew that God would give him the strength to conquer this giant, to conquer his fears. And he brought Goliath down with just a stone and a slingshot. David was brave and he trusted in the Lord. No matter your age, whether young or old, we all get scared sometimes. But it is in these moments when we're shaking from our fear that we need to remember God is with us. And if we will only trust in him and ask him for bravery, he will give us the strength to conquer our fears. So remember, be like the given monkeys and be brave. And I will see everyone on our next location.